Yeah. Light this thing up, bro. You already know what time it is. Live and lit. Let's get it, my G. You know, I'm one of your hosts, BG31 in the building with my boy, Mr. Warm It Up, though. Yeah, warm this thing up, gang. You know what time it is. You know you want when you know who you rockin' with. It's your boy Billy Notion and live and lit coming at Y'all already know I came in here too hot. Hey, listen, first and foremost, that intro be getting me lit, bro. You already know what it is. We in this thing. D Gifted in the building. Lindy in this thing. Oh, let's go get it, BG, man. Get this thing cracking, bro.
Hey, man, what's up, Notion? What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Eagles Live and Lit, where we about to get into it with these Philadelphia Eagles, you know. This fan base is getting too optimistic, you know, too skeptical for me. Like, last year I understand, but this year it's time to really get it. But we got the team to do it, and we definitely going to talk about it. So go ahead and warm this thing up. Actually, before you warm this thing up, we got some very special guests. D Gifted, Lindy, End Zones. Go ahead and introduce yourselves and let everybody know what's up.
Go ahead, D. He muted.
Man,
Hey,
you know me.
Hot like me, bro.
I was ready to jump in, man. Hey, this the live and lit, and I'm lit. But man, look, I'm happy to be on the show, man. You know, getting back in the groove, everything. You know, I'm just now putting up some more videos. So hey, if you like Eagles, you want some news, man, come to my channel, check me out, man. I just keep it a whole 100, man.
What's up, y'all? You already know how I do it. Lindy End Zone is in for the touchdown, taking the lead for the Eagles. One video at a time. Over here with BG31 and company, we're about to get something going, something special here. It's been a minute, missed y'all, and I'm ready.
Warm it up, man.
Hey, y'all already know. Let's check the specs on it. Y'all already know what the quest is this year. Yeah, warm this thing up, gang. You know what time it is. You know you want when you know who you rocking with. It's your boy Billy Notion. Hey, live and lit coming at y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Hey, again, check the 4K on them. Hey, Lambo, we putting the call in. Check. Y'all know the vibes ring. Check. Y'all know we all the way in there, gang. Hey, listen, if y'all new to this ride or my brother's channels, y'all make sure y'all check the links below. Go on, hit that subscribe. Because y'all know how we rocking with it. Hey, listen, we're going to have a little, I'm sure, conversation about these Philadelphia Eagles, but y'all already know on this live and lit, hey, listen, I'm feeling nothing but positive energy from this team this year, so I'm ready to do it. Glad y'all could tune in. Let's go get it, my guys.
Yes, sir. So let's get started with you, because I know we haven't had Lindy on the show. So, Lindy, you know, give me your off-season breakdown, how you like it, what's your favorite moves, what's your worst move, you know, for you this season, this offseason.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, what's not to like about what the Eagles have done? You know, we've been used to drafts that are mediocre, questionable, players that haven't necessarily worked out through their rookie deals. Well, Jalen Reagor looks like he's going to be one of them. But,
Yes, sir.
But nonetheless, you know, the last two draft classes have been pretty well done. You got players, you know, from all different rounds being selected, actually having contributions on the field at some sort of capacity. You know, they're still making some contributions on the practice squad and whatnot. But, you know, we knew going into this year that it wasn't just a one and done 1 year period of getting the team stacked up. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way in the nature of the NFL. But, you know, going into this year, we have a lot to look forward to. That's easy to see. But we just have to be careful at the same time with the expectations that we put on the football team. Can't be out here like the Dallas Cowboys every year saying we're going to the Super Bowl and and call it quits and wait for the team to do their work when they don't, and then they end up getting disappointed. So we got to put the common sense cap on and just take it one day at a time. Let Sirianni do his work as a head coach and go from there. But you got to give it to Howie Roseman for what he has done the last 2 years and not backing down and actually getting players, through the BPA in the first rounds and the selection of Devontae Smith. And then you go Jordan Davis, taking chances on Nakobe Dean, guys like that, making the trades for your quarterback and A.J. Brown, who, just so happens to be Jalen Hurts' best friend. And, it just goes up the ladder instead of down the ladder in positivity. But nonetheless, like we're all saying here, we can be as optimistic as we want, but we just got to keep it at a level that's respectable. And then once the team starts to show us some excitement to look forward to, then we can start talking our talk. But right now, we're just waiting for OTAs to show up.
Man, I agree.
Yeah,
man.
Sure,
man. Honestly, I agree with him 100%, man. You asked, how we feel about, the off season and what we make of the moves, and what was our favorite move and what was the worst move. Well, I thought that was funny because it ain't no worst move. I mean, if you had a checklist of the things that we needed to get on this team, Howie Roseman checked off every box. There was no position untouched. He went as far as our needs. He went to the extent to getting every player, and that's one of the things that I want to commend Howie Roseman for doing, because as my guy said, the first few years, he missed some picks, but these last 2 years, he really put us in position to not only be a contender, but to be a contender for some years to come. Because if you look at our division is moving at a turtle's pace compared to us. We're like 3 or 4 years ahead of the moves that the Redskins or the Giants or even the Cowboys have made. So I'm looking at the moves and I'm like, yo, we have all the players that we need. It's all about the coaching. And so, we have a lot of conversation about, pressure. The pressure on Jalen Hurts and JG and everything else. It's almost like, yo, the kind of, and it's a different type of pressure, but it's still pressure on the coaching staff regardless. We need to see some consistency, and I really like the fact that we gave the coaches all the tools that they need so we can properly evaluate these players, these coaches. Last year, it's a lot of Eagles fans, saying, oh, y'all said that we was gonna win 11, 12 games last year. We wasn't saying, listen, the educated ones, the ones with common sense, we wasn't saying that. We was looking at the whole year as an evaluation year. We wanted to see, we didn't know what to expect. Nick Sirianni was a new head coach, everything was new. Jalen Hurts getting the first year. We wanted to see progress throughout the whole season, and that's what they did. So with the players that they added, I'm looking for this team to come out and improve on the record that they had last year. We was 9-8. We lost about I'll say 2 or 3 games that we could have had we had better players. Now we got those players like A.J. Brown, who's going to be trying to make those game-winning catches instead of a Jalen Reagor, instead of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Instead of these guys like that, we actually have more weapons. So those 2 or 3 games that we lost by a teeny bit, that was probably because of chemistry or timing or the lack of skill players. We have those now. So instead of 9 wins this season, I'm with the players, we looking like an 11, 12 win team. And that's how I feel about the moves that we made this offseason.
You can't say that Howie's not afraid to roll tide. I'm sure BG is pretty darn happy about that, bringing these players in that can play more, just brings more structure. Yeah.
Championship pedigree like players, and that's the thing that can go overlooked. But the chemistry and of the players is really important. They work ethic. You see how big it is when we all, as Eagles fans, we got to see that if you don't have that passion, if you don't have that drive, that shows on the field. We saw that with Jalen Rager all last year. You know what I'm saying? Since we got him, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have that passion to play, you know, it really shows up. And so to have guys on the team that actually won championships, actually, you know what I'm saying, contended and played for, you know, a team. Not saying that there's anything wrong with the smaller schools, but it's totally different when you coming from a Georgia or a Alabama and just having that standard set. You know, you have
taking the guesswork out.
Yes, taking the guesswork out. You really are, you know what I'm saying, got one foot in the door already when you go into those type of schools and you performing at that type of level. So it's like you got the chemistry and these championship like guys that's coming from these schools, they are now being paired with Super Bowl champions. Because don't forget, Fletcher Cox is a Super Bowl champion who is now going to be teaching his successor, you know, Jordan Davis. You know, he's going to be basically teaching him. You got the offensive line, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Super Bowl champions. All these guys coming from championship-like teams and actually getting in contact with Super Bowl champions, bro. Come on, man. That shit matters.
Look, I'm going to keep it simple like this because at the end of the day, and I hear what you're saying, Lindy, also, you know, about we need to temper our expectations. And forget that. I'm not tempering my expectations. I'm going to tell you right now, listen, the players could do that. The players can go ahead and temper their expectations. I expect for them, you know, hopefully they're not in the locker room talking about no dream this and all of that. Forget that.
Right.
I could dream all I want. And looking at all of these moves that the team has made, that Howie Roseman's put in place, you can't tell me this team has not gotten better. Mm-hmm. I can't, again, last year they counted this out. They put us at the bottom of the barrel. You know, again, disrespecting Jalen Hurts, wasn't even in the top 40 of a quarterback. You know, I know they had us coming at least in third, possibly last in the division last year. The amount of disrespect that we took last year. And for us to come in that year and prove it and get it done, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, the moves this team made this offseason say that they did get better. And, better coming from a 9-win season? Oh, I'm going to expect at least 11, 12 wins this year, at least at the minimum. Now, again, I understand this, you know, it's each and every Sunday. You know, we got to build chemistry early throughout the season. But like D. Gifter was saying also, a lot of these players that were coming over already have natural chemistry. They're already naturally leaders. So hopefully the adjustment shouldn't be too much. We know Jonathan Gannon, this is a crucial year for him also. He's got all the talent around him defensively. We know Jalen Hurts has all the talent around him offensively. So absolutely, my expectations right now is up there. I haven't seen us have this kind of a good, decent offseason that's made me feel like this. I feel this way in some time. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Lindy. I'm gonna enjoy. Look, I ain't saying that this is what's happening, but we at least making moves to at least contend for one of these, at least from what I'm seeing. So that's what I can expect from Howie Roseman, and I salute all the moves we done made this offseason.
As long as you're not making it sound like I think the Eagles are only going to win 10 games. No. Their floor should be 11 and nothing but. I mean, you
that's what I said.
You put it this way, man. The team won 9 games last year, and you can say what you want on the schedule, but the Eagles don't make their own schedule. They can't pick and choose the teams that they want to face. The only job that you have is you have to beat who's in front of you. The Eagles managed to do that. Sirianni managed to tailor the offense more to the run game than the pass game to try and hide some of the deficiencies that Jalen Hurts was going through. But nonetheless, for the team to be where they were and have that extra wild card spot to take advantage of a 17-game win season, you got to take it for what it is. But that doesn't mean that this team is only one win better constructed than they were last year. So you can easily say that the floor should be 11 games. Like minimum, they should be an 11-win team. So that's where my expectations are right now.
But
you guys all. Quick. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, just on the flip side of that. Again, like if they fail, like if they have a worse season, we got a problem. In my opinion,
Thanks.
we didn't meet expectations. If we
Mhm.
somehow have a worse season and it looks worse, there is some kind of a problem somewhere. Well, I guess we'll have to figure it out at that time. But again, it's high or low come next or come this season.
If it was to come like that, it would have to be either injuries or coaching, because we all sat right here and we give Howie Roseman basically a A plus. So if we giving him an A, then that means the players is there. The players, and the reason the players are there because they are somewhat already proven talent wise. So we have the talent, and so it's kind of like, with us having the talent, the only thing that's controlling the talent is the coaches. If these coaches not putting these guys in position and can't execute, then like Notion said, we got our answer. And that's why I said I'm glad that we actually got all the pieces that we needed, because we can properly evaluate everybody. Because if we looking at our team like a regular ass team, like if we knew we had our quarterback, if we knew we had our quarterback, what would our expectations be? Our expectations would be, oh shit, we made an A throughout the offseason, boxes checked off. We would be like, yo, the players that we got on our team, they very skilled. Why shouldn't we win? You know what I'm saying? It's just the only question for real is Jalen Hurts, because I believe we was talking on the round table yesterday, and it was brought up, hey, if you throw Matthew Stafford in there, everybody would say, "Oh, we going to the Super Bowl." You throw Aaron Rodgers in the quarterback position. You throw any top tier quarterback as the Eagles quarterback, a lot of people would be saying we going to the Super Bowl. Why? Because they know we have the talent, and the quarterback position is in place. Yo, Jalen Hurts was responsible for the most touchdowns that the Eagles had last year. And behind him was a guy named Boston Scott with, I believe, like 7 or 8 touchdowns. So you got them two guys being your main contributors. Devontae Smith had 5, but though he was in the top 5. I mean, so with Jalen Hurts being responsible for the most, and now you adding AJ Brown, yo, it's almost like you have to do better. And if you don't do better, there's obviously something wrong. So I have no problem with the expectation. The expectations for me is NFC Championship. That's my expectation, because I know if we was to, let's say nothing ever happened to Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz was still our quarterback. If Carson Wentz was our quarterback, as much as I claimed him as my franchise quarterback, I would be saying we going to the championship. I'll be saying that. And so since I know Jalen Hurts is growing and we got all the pieces, and I'm looking for him to, I'm expecting him to be the franchise quarterback, because I'm not assuming that he's going to fail. I'm expecting him to be that franchise quarterback. We went around the round table yesterday before we got off. Everybody said, what? Oh, we expect him to be the quarterback of our team next year. So if that's the case, y'all know he gonna find a way to win the game. And if that's the case, then that's saying that he is our franchise quarterback. And when you think of a franchise quarterback, you think of him being able to take this team right here to the NFC Championship. So I'm not gonna lower my expectations for Jalen Hurts because I'm a big fan. No, I gave you excuses last year. You was growing. You was doing everything you were supposed to do. But my expectations for you as my quarterback with this team needs to be the NFC Championship. And I know everything after that falls on defense, because defense actually wins championships. So on the flip side, it's going to come down to JG.
NFC
man.
Championship.
Yes, that's the
I get
standard,
what
bro.
you guys are all
That's the
saying,
standard.
and
I like
agree.
that, bro. Hey, I feel that.
That's
At
the
least.
standard. How are we making these moves, getting these guys on 1-year deals? Obviously, there has to be some type of standard. This is the move to get James Bradbury was a win now move. Like, what else is that? So if that's the if we in the win now mode, bro, Jalen Hurts, bro, you have to do something with this talent. If these guys, the only excuse that I would give on the season to go down the drain is injuries. But I'm not thinking that it's gonna be injury because last year Nick Sirianni handled the offseason a whole lot better than previous head coaches with the less practice and more walkthroughs and stuff like that. We went into the regular season more healthy than we ever have in the past in the previous seasons before that. That was one of the things that I took note of, like, wow, this is healthy. And we actually got to evaluate our players at basically full strength. You know what I mean? So, as long as these guys can stay healthy, I don't see no excuses as to why these guys cannot perform. We went to the
Let me
playoffs last year, got the experience. We should be in a
let me
better
ask you a
spot.
quick. Let me ask y'all a quick question, real quick, and like, cause I heard you say, I know y'all kind of talked a bit about it yesterday too. This whole, if we just change the quarterback over here, if we were to get Matt Stafford or whoever, then all of a sudden we'd be, some type of a championship team. Do y'all really think it's that simple? And I guess the only reason why I say that is because McVay ain't no slouch of a coach. Like a lot of this depends on your coaching skill also. McVay did kind of, he knew what Stafford's limitations. He kept him within a comfort zone, but let him be Stafford. Listen, I'm not saying that Sirianni, don't have the capability to be Sean McVay or none of that, but you could have brought, Tom Brady over here last year at the beginning of the year, Stafford over here. The way we was playing in the beginning of the season, it didn't matter what quarterback you had here. Again, a lot of that takes coaching. So I don't think it's as simple as just saying, oh, we just need, a quarterback. Let's just bring Stafford over here. Or let's just bring, whoever wanted to bring Joe Burrow over here. It doesn't matter. A lot of it's going to depend on the coaching. So I just like to know from y'all fellas, do y'all think it's that simple that we just need to change quarterback like that?
Hey, no shit. How much? There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell that Tom Brady is going to run Sirianni's offense. He's going to want to run his own offense. Let's be real about that. Yeah, I mean, you bring that up as an example. He ain't running Sirianni's offense. He's going to stay true to what he knows and what's been successful for 2 decades. So I mean, yeah, that's a great point because it's not. We're not in a system where it's plug and play. Yeah, you can bring Stafford over here. You can bring Burrow over here. But guess what? They have to fit the system as to what Sirianni's running unless he's willing to give up some of that to make it work for his quarterback. Because, as we know, Sirianni likes to run a hybrid type of West Coast offense where he has a little bit of the run game in there. But now with the moves that he has made, let's be real here. The moves that were made are telling you that Sirianni wants to throw the football a lot more than he intended to from last year, being that the offense had to switch from pass to run to compensate for Hurts' deficiencies. So now what do? You bring in personnel that Hurts is going to be a lot more comfortable with that not only are going to help Hurts, but Hurts is going to help them. It's going to be a collaborative effort. Like when they say, okay, well, there's times where Hurts has to throw his receivers open. Well, sometimes those receivers have to make the quarterback look good in catching passes off of platform, or if they're a little bit behind the receiver, a little bit in front of the receiver, kind of like how we like to bust Dak Prescott for that, like always throwing his receivers too far or behind. It's kind of the same principle, but Dak Prescott has had the personnel to do it. He has had an Amari Cooper. He has had a Michael Gallup. He has had a CeeDee Lamb for the last 2 years. He has had the personnel to be able to cover some of those inaccurate deficiencies. Now Jalen Hurts finally has that personnel when you put in Quez Watkins, who is continuing to develop. Now you have A.J. Brown and you have Devontae Smith. Well, guess what? Jalen Hurts has a 3-headed monster comparable to what Dak Prescott has had, just on a less experienced platform, because really out of that bunch, A.J. Brown is the veteran in that group, the veteran that the Eagles have needed for quite a long time, if we're being honest. So when you compile that all together, it should work in great harmony. But I am not putting this on the quarterback alone. Let us remember this. Do we think that, well, this offense is built a lot better than it was? But as a whole, football is not one-dimensional. It's two, because you have your offense and you have your defense. So, with all that considered, do you really think that the Eagles offensively are able to continue to dig themselves out of holes that the defense creates because they can't stop anybody? That's what was happening last year with Jonathan
Yep,
Gannon.
yep.
And then
I'm glad you brought that up.
when you look at the defense as a whole, with what the Eagles front office what they were able to do for a second-year defensive coordinator, that they haven't been for Jim Schwartz of all people, the last defensive coordinator who has been been here for the Eagles for almost half a decade, about 4 or 5 years or so. They did a lot more for Jonathan Gannon in 2 years almost that they didn't do for Jim Schwartz. And granted, Jim was a guy that he's wanted Sidney Jones and he has wanted this guy out of the draft. He's wanted Barnett. He's wanted this guy. He's wanted that guy. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. And they didn't work out as intended. But at the same time, there was a lot of selections that Jim Schwartz wanted, like, Patrick Queen, for example, that the Eagles just weren't willing to do. And, unfortunately for him, he got the short end of the stick because he was in a situation where he had to put Malcolm Jenkins pretty much at every position to help out a defense that was deficient in or inefficient in a lot of skill position areas. Well, now you look at this defense for Jonathan Gannon. He has two number one outside corners. He has a great slot. He has, not a lot to work with that safety, but there's promise there. He has a fantastic defensive line. He has a upgraded linebacking core. You look across the spectrum. The Eagles have done a lot more for Jonathan Gannon in 2 years. So, yeah, I would think defense for me is a lot more prioritized in seeing how it improves versus Jalen Hurts, because we know of the multi-year process that's going on. And while we're talking about that, okay, we have a bit of a scapegoat. If Jalen Hurts doesn't work out, we can go to next year's draft. But really, when you look at it, the Eagles are trying to take advantage of a quarterback that's still on his rookie deal and getting the players in when they can afford to based on the cap, because they don't have to drop like $70 to $100 million on a quarterback. So, yeah, they are in a mode to try and go for it all with the players that they've brought in.
Yeah, guys, hey, it is definitely win now time. And everybody needs to get on board with that, man. I understand the year before last, 4-12, horrible season, right? Everybody was optimistic coming into the next year. New coach, new quarterback starting.
We flying, baby.
Let's keep our tempers down, you know what I'm saying? Let's not get too excited about the situation. But we went through last year, right? And we all know Sirianni needs to upgrade this year. Steichen needs to upgrade this year. Gannon needs to upgrade this year. Jalen Hurts needs to upgrade this year. Smitty, you can keep going on with all those young players. We had one of the youngest offenses ever for the Eagles last year. You went a rookie, head coach / offensive coordinator. And we still made the playoffs.
Yeah.
We still was in there with suspect calls, suspect play. We were still in the playoffs, one of the best 16 in the league. Or 14 in the league. Because 14 went to the playoffs, right? 7-7. So why can't we get excited now that we know that all these players are going back into the same system this year? Meaning they don't have to start from ground zero. They're starting from, the last week of the season when they were doing good. Jalen Hurts, no one's even seen Jalen play in the same, offense 2 years in a row. No one. So it doesn't matter who you are out there. You can't say, oh, I've seen Jalen Hurts play the same offense. I know what kind of upgrade he's going to do. They can be like, I watched Jalen Hurts since he was a kid, and every year since he was a kid, he was in a new offense, and he was still progressing throughout that time. So what do you really think about to happen this year with Jalen Hurts? For real. Like, what do you really think you're feeling this for this guy? This guy's about to explode on the scene if he isn't already there. He already makes explosive plays. You know what I'm saying? We already seen that. If you added up all the drop passes and the callback touchdowns and all the extra yards, this guy's close to 4,000 yards. He's over 20 touchdowns, and he has close to 1,000 yards rushing. So why wouldn't you think the guy could do it? This is the 6th most productive guy in NFL history. I don't think people understand when I say history. This is not the most productive guy since 2000s. This is history. We had thousands of quarterbacks come through this league, and this guy is 6th all-time in terms of his production last year, and we're still sitting there like, I don't know. We gotta wait to see what he does when he plays. Let's see what he does this year. Can he throw the ball right? Are you serious? How many freaking top 10 plays did Jalen Hurts do last year? You know,
Hey, he
he's
got
one of the
some
most
in the
explosive
top
quarterbacks
100.
out there. He's young. He's going to get better. Everything that people gripe about, that's what really pisses me off. Everything that people gripe about are things that all the elite quarterbacks struggle with their first year starting. All of them. Mahomes came out and
Man,
said that he took 3 years before he could read a defense. Brady was a game manager for the first couple of years of his career. He just had the team to win those Super
just
Bowls.
watch this little
Like Peyton
documentary with him
Manning
admitting
threw
something like
hella
that.
interceptions his first 2 years. You know, he got like 30 interceptions in the first 2 years. And Jalen had, 9 last year. It's
Yep.
like this guy's already in the prime position to take our team where they need to go. He does need to get better, and I believe he will get better. You know, you see him out here passing with everybody. Everybody think he just started. Like, this dude's been working since last year. You know what I'm saying? He's been working since last year. Before the A.J. Brown trade, how'd you even think about if A.J. Brown's going to even come to the team? Because you seen him out there working with Jalen Hurts. You know? The guy's a leader. And he's about to lead our team to something special this year. And I want all you guys to like, okay, we got to see it happen. You got to realize one thing. At the end of this year, we got like 9 starters, 6 to 9 starters to replace next year from either being too old contracts coming up or the 1-year deals that Howie makes. So it is this year that we need to get excited about. This is this year that we need to pump our team up and pump our chances up, baby. Because we got a football team, my guy.
Yep.
We only have
Great
one
point.
weakness that y'all can even talk about, and Epps ain't that bad. You know, we watched Epps last year. He ain't that bad to be like, oh, I'm really scared about this one position. He ain't that bad. The rest of the team's solid as hell, and people need to get on board, man.
So let me ask you real quick, Bergen, because I know you want to, you know, and this probably ain't even a thought in your head because you know he's going to succeed. I already feel your energy, but at the same time, right, if for whatever reason this don't work with Jalen, is Howie Roseman still safe? Does he need to go also? I mean, does his coaching staff need to go? At least we have a backup plan. We have we got a card in the side pocket now, just in case if it don't go right. I mean, we can possibly draft maybe a quarterback next year. So with that
to that point, Notion, because that's another thing people been talking about. Oh, if Jalen doesn't do right, we got 2 picks next year. We need more than 2 picks next year to rebuild our team. You know? Like, we need a lot of picks to rebuild the missing pieces we're going to have. We better hope and pray that Jalen's the guy. Because he's about – if Jalen's not the guy, we in some trouble. And that's why I say we really need to embrace this moment now. Embrace the team we got now, today. You know, moving forward. Because I swear to you, man, if Jalen's not the guy, we're in trouble for years to come. Because all those OGs are going to still – Kelsey's not going to come back for sure if Jalen's not the guy.
Yep.
You know, he's this is his last year coming out there. Lane Johnson's at the end of his career. Fletcher Cox's not coming back. Harrison's going to be gone. Kaiser White's going to be gone. Man, there's so many players that are going to be gone next year if Jalen is not that guy. So why wait till next year to just be like, I told you guys he wasn't the guy, so I'm going to be down anyway. This offseason is time to get it lit. You know, the Cowboys can't touch us this year. The Giants can't touch us this year. Washington can't touch us this year. The division's on lock, period. It's done.
Let them know.
Before the season, before the first game started, BIRDGANG said the division is so signed, sealed, and delivered to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, how good can we be? Are we a top 5 team? Are we a top 10 team? What's your opinion on it? I don't know. I think we're a top 5 team. And I think definitely the whole league is going to be on notice this year when Jalen Hurts and these boys come out there.
Man, dude, you hit it right on the nose. This is the live and lit show. And we have all the reason to be excited. Look, at least we not like the Dallas Cowboys fans where we have unrealistic expectations on our team every year. You know, these guys, you know, they have Super Bowl expectations every year, but can't even cross off the first thing they need to do, win the playoff game. You know what I mean? Or you know, get to the NFC Championship. They can't do the simple things and then try to look down upon other teams when they don't win the Super Bowl just so they can have the argument that, oh, you didn't win the Super Bowl, so you failed, or try to minimize everything and say, oh, that's just our expectations. We don't lower our standards. Woo woo. So they basically admitting to being delusional every season, because regardless of them might even having a team that can't win double digit wins, they still want to say, oh, Super Bowl is the expectation. You know what I mean? They argue like that. But my point in bringing that up is, this is the Live and Lit show. We have every reason to be excited. Why? Because our expectations last season was to do what? Was to see progress. And that's what the fuck we got. We got great progress. We got what we wanted. We wanted to see progress. We wanted to see this team in the playoff game. We got what we wanted. Let's celebrate. That was our you know what? That wasn't even our expectations. They rose above our expectations, because we realistically, as Eagles fans, we didn't know what to expect. So with us coming into the situation, they instantly, made it to the playoffs, and shit, defeated our expectations that we set out in the first place. So with us doing that, hey, they already accomplished what we wanted them to accomplish at minimum. So I'm celebrating. And then, okay, damn, they didn't did that, and then they added some pieces like AJ Brown. Oh shit. Then our defense got better, and I already saying, oh, we can be a top 10 team. Well, our defense damn sure can be a top 10 team, because last year we was ranked 9th in rushing yards allowed last season, and we was also ranked 9th in passing yards allowed last season. So give us the weapons that like a James Bradbury, anchor like Jordan Davis up the middle. Everything starts up front. So with everything starting up front, oh, that means that's less time for the DBs. Our Pro Bowl DBs have to cover. So with Jordan Davis being in there, solidifying and literally demanding attention. I mean, my guy is at one point was getting triple team. You feel me? So with a guy like him demanding attention like that, oh, our defense is definitely should definitely be top 10. Last year, the Bengals and the Rams were the teams that was in the Super Bowl. Both of them teams ranked fifth. The Bengals ranked fifth, and the Rams ranked sixth in rushing yards allowed last season. I don't know where they was at in passing yards allowed, but I know just from that standpoint, we can be fifth, sixth type defense. That's to me Super Bowl caliber defense, top 5 defense. We not that far off. As much as we got on the head coach and everything, I mean as much as we got on JG ass about the defense and shit, we was still, giving up yards, but we was still ranked number 9 in rushing yards allowed last season and 10. So, hey, with having more better weapons, he should be able to do a lot more. Defense wins championship. Defense gives the offense more opportunities to win the game. And that's why I'm glad you brought up earlier about us starting behind the 8 ball. We was last year, you know how many games we started off? 7-0 when Jalen Hurts first got the ball in his hands. Most of the games, we literally let the team go down and get 7 points straight up. So every time Jalen Hurts got the ball in his hands for the first time, we was already down a touchdown. So, it's just kind of crazy to me to see us get better and people don't want to be excited, you know what I'm saying, or can't see it, you know what I mean? And Cowboys fans, they coming out here talking about how y'all expect to win a championship game when y'all can't win the NFC East. Notice that's all they talking about, winning the NFC East. They ain't talking about questioning can we win a playoff game, because they know they better not bring up winning the playoff game to the Philadelphia Eagles. They know good and goddamn well when it comes to the Cowboys and winning the NFC East, when the last time they done something with the title NFC East. That's the only thing they hold on to every time they win the NFC East. And I don't know why they even think that they even some competition in the NFC East this year, because I hope they don't expect them to go against history. It ain't been a team to repeat the NFC East title since we did it. I don't see how they think that they that good to win twice in a row when they haven't done it. What makes you think that you're good enough to win the title 2 years in a row, something that
that's that
hasn't been
Dallas
done since
delusion, bro.
2004. So instantly off the rip, y'all eliminated. Y'all
That's
not
that
winning
Dallas
the NFC
delusion,
East.
bro. Hey, look, real quick, because there's one thing, again, I want to hear from Lindy, too, on something, because, like, I disagree with you a little bit. I know what you said as far as last year, a lot of us didn't have expectations. Oh, I had expectations last year also. I mean, I believed in the talent that we had last year. And a lot of it, why we didn't have what we had, I mean, fell on coaching, some of it, some on the defense. There was a lot of moving things just all around. But I had expectations last year. And this year, my expectations are higher than they were last year. So, again, I do think that we just made the best move overall this offseason to better the team. And that's all we can do. All this stuff, honestly, is on paper. Yep. We ain't going to see it until the pads and the helmets come on. But you can't tell me this team ain't do what we needed to do this offseason to get better. So, yeah, I just
why make a bucket list, right? Because at the end of that last game, everybody made a bucket list. We need new linebackers. Oh, we need new receivers for Jalen Hurts, targets. Oh, we need, better defensive pass rush. We went out and did all that. So why do you have a bucket list and we fill the bucket list and you still want more? Like, that to me is greedy Eagle fans. Because ain't no perfect team in the league, period. And I hear people talk about, oh, well, you need time for these guys to gel. Did the Rams need time to gel? Did Tampa Bay need time to gel? Those are the last two champions where they stocked up in the offseason and they won the Super Bowl. So why can't we do it? I know all you guys saying, like, NFC Championship. I'm saying we need to win the bowl. Like, Jalen Hurts is that dude. Last year I said I don't see Jalen Hurts losing more than 10 games. You know what I'm saying? It didn't happen, obviously, because he's not a loser. He's just not a loser. He's always double-digit win type of guy. Like, regardless of what the situation is, he still knows how to win football games. The Giants game, he did what he had to do to win games. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though he sucked the first half, he came out the second half, balled out to win that football game. So, we got one of them leaders. A.J. Brown is best friend. The defense, man. We need to talk about this defense, man. Because, like you said, I think this is one of the best defenses in the league.
On paper.
On paper. But we never been those paper chaps. That's always been the Cowboys.
Hey,
we always like, hey, we got good players and we're going to play up to our abilities and see how far we can get. That time is over. We got Pro Bowlers at secondary. Pro Bowlers, both of them been in the Pro Bowl.
Let's get this.
Maddox should have went to the Pro Bowl last year.
Y'all saying some pretty powerful words up here, and I went up here. I know Sam Rose asking the question. Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
That's what you banking on this year. Super Bowl.
Look, if there's any conference that it can be done in, it's the NFC. It's way easier than the AFC. Simple as that. Like, if you look at the NFC, okay, you still got the Rams. You got the Saints will possibly be some comp. You got the Bucks. You got only a handful of teams. I can't give you
Green Bay.
Yeah, I can't give you really 5 strong teams that really, really scares me. You know what I mean? Like Arizona, they start off hot, but at the same time, they come crumbling down. I'm not a believer in that team. So
and the key to that, before you can move on, the key to that is all those teams just listen. They all got worse this offseason. Except for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay didn't get worse. But the rest of those teams kind of got worse. We're playing Arizona without D-Hop, and that's worse. You know what I'm saying? That's bad. You know what I'm saying?
Lindy, how you feel on that real quick? I need to know from you. Again, that's a strong word, Super Bowl. I'd like to hear from you, Lindy. I'll spill mine here in a second, but I want to hear from you, my guy.
Well, what are we talking about? 2017 2.0? 2017 all over again? No, look, I'm gonna put it this way, because I know it was brought up before, and the amount of starters that could be gone next year. I don't think I'm all about that. The thing about the team that was constructed right now, and it goes back to me talking about the quarterback still being on his rookie deal. Well, that same constructive mentality goes into the fact that these players that are on 1-year deals, they're not older veterans. Kaiser White's only 26, so he can play himself into a contract here. James Bradbury can very well play himself into a contract here. Darius Slay could very well play himself into another contract here, even though he's still signed through, I think, 2023 or 2024, and his cap hits about like 26 or $36 million, which you already know how he's going to do something about that. But, the thing is again, it goes back to what I've been saying with the multi-year process. But this is the year that the Eagles are going to want to take full-fledged advantage of before they dump that amount of money into a quarterback. A quarterback that I'm going to say that they have a lot of trust in, because if they didn't think Jalen was it, then they weren't going to put all these moves in front of him. They weren't going to get him an A.J. Brown. They weren't going to get him defensive players, from a championship football team and manage to grab two of them in Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean. That kind of thing doesn't happen in the same draft class. They're not going to have the time necessarily to grab a future center of the football team. They're not going to grab Grant Calcaterra, another player that Jalen Hurts has played with. When you look at it intangibly, they're bringing a lot of individuals in that have some kind of connection to Jalen Hurts, whether it's in the same collegiate conference or players that actually have played with them. So yeah, they're putting all of their eggs into Hurts's basket, whether you like it or not. And of course, the fail-safe is that they can go into next year in a better quarterback draft class, but they're not thinking about that right now. You gotta stay in the present. You can't look to the future. You gotta stay in the present with the team that you currently have and see what you get out of it. But Super Bowl, it could definitely.
Why not, Lindy? Why not?
Yeah,
that's what I want to hear. Right? Why don't you think the Eagles? I need to hear everybody's reason why they don't think the Eagles can win the Super Bowl.
I'm just not jumping on it right now. You can say why not for any kind of scenario, for any kind of football team, and it's fair to have those kinds of expectations. I'm just not at that point yet until I see, what our final 53 is going to look like. Because right now we're still at 90 players, and we have to go through 3 cut down phases to see what that final 53 is going to look like. But Sirianni is doing his job in staying in that mindset last year of what he did in limiting the amount of voluntary workouts and mandatory ones. Right now, he has it set to 6 when he could have a maximum of 13. That includes 3 voluntary and 3 mandatory. So when you look at some of the veterans that aren't going to show up, people are having a big fuss over Fletcher Cox not showing up to voluntary minicamp. That's not a big deal. As long as he shows up to the mandatory, then what are we worried about? Stuff like that. Until I know what the final construction of this team is going to look like, because if we're talking Super Bowl now, then you have to imagine that there's going to be that same competition level with these guys facing each other, whether it's through the preseason games or the mandatory minicamp. These guys have to fight for a spot on the football team first before Super Bowl is even considered. And then until then, when we know what the final 53 looks like, then we can start putting our Super Bowl aspirations on the table. But until then, it's to be determined for me. Not to say that I'm not going to go there. Not to say that I'm not going to go there, but I need to see the final result of this football team first.
I get you, but guess what, Lindy? Look how far away we are from the season. There's still moves to be made for this team. How we talk about
that's fair.
With the roster we got right now and rolling to the season like that. That's just not how it. The fact, and that's what really got me pumped up, because he did it so early. He solidified our team so early. I told everybody, when Harry re-signed that extension, he had to come to Lurie with a game plan. He's like, here you go, Mr. Lurie. This is what I'm going to do. That's why I deserve the money you're about to give me to stay your GM. He came with a game plan, and I don't think anybody's seen it, because after you've seen the extension, there was a huge period of we're like the only team. We got Reading, I think, and that was it. And everybody's like, whoa, what's going on? I was telling people, hey, chill out for a second, because there's no way in hell how he regave this man this money and just go pick up a guy named Riddick and that was it. Like he had to have a
Zach
master
Pascal.
plan behind it. You know, like it had to been there. And I said, now you see it. Now we see it all right now unfold. The draft was excellent. The freaking offseason's been excellent. You know, and we still got months away with, guess what? $8.5 million in cap room. You know, obviously Howie know how to make them will and deal them moves to make players come here for, you know, that 1 year deal, you know, and I think there's a couple more players he can add to this roster that even can make it even go over the top. So that's why I'm so happy now. I'm not going to wait until Howie makes another move because it's going to happen. You got to see the future. Like, it's going to happen. And when he makes that move, it's going to be so big to the point where then everybody's going to be talking about, oh, now the Eagles are going to go far in the playoffs. Now the Eagles are going to be championships. Why not do it now, though? You know, because I'm telling you, the roster by itself is legit.
I'm definitely I gotta side with Lindy on this. And again, I understand. Listen, we got reasons to feel good this offseason. All the moves this team has made, you should feel good. We should have expectations to do some great things. But I'm kind of with Lindy also. Like, I mean, again, I'm applauding the paper moves. I mean, everything sounds great, but I'm not. Super Bowl teams are built throughout the season, right? Again, I mean, we got to see what this team is looking like as far as chemistry. Because if we come out here, you know, still looking clueless with our coaching staff at times, we're not going to. I'm going to tell y'all right now, if we start the season off looking how we looked and we still haven't figured it out, hey, it's going to be a tough challenge trying to get to where we want to get to. The standard.
Question for all y'all. Name a better Eagles on paper roster.
Yeah. To that point, I will say this. I think where the majority, if not all of the excitement is coming from is the fact that when you look at this team at the top, this team is top heavy. That's where all the excitement's coming from. We haven't seen a team, we haven't seen an Eagles team like this as top heavy as it's been. When I'm talking guys first string and a little bit into the second string, that's where all the excitement is coming from. When you can still name everybody on the best offensive line in football, like a lot of folks at PFF have us graded as. They have us graded as the number one offensive line. Okay, expectations are going to come with that. That's fine. You have the receiving core. People are trying to have us as the best duo in the NFC East. That's fine. Expectations come with that. But when you look across the board, you can name it. You can name every skill position, offensively and defensively, how top heavy it's going to be. When you start to insert in a Kobe Dean in there and pair him with guys like Kaiser White and TJ Edwards, and then you got Davion Taylor coming back healthy. That looks dangerous. Hassan Reddick paired with Josh Sweat, and granted, Derek Barnett is back. Take of that what you will. Mr. It's always him. That's fine. That's great. But, just from an overall perspective of how top heavy the team looks is where all the excitement is coming from and how well they can do. But, like I said, until I know how the final 53 is going to look when we start to dig into our depth a little bit, much like how the 2017 team was constructed. You guys remember how that D-line was when we were able to make as many substitutions as we were to keep our top guys healthy, healthy and ready for the next snap. Offensively, it was the same way. Running back by committee, defensive line by committee, all those positional groups. That's what's going to be the key going into this season, and it's about keeping everybody healthy. That's why Sirianni, again, is limiting the amount of OTA the amount of OTA days on the schedule between voluntary and mandatory. It's all about the health of the team. And, as we have seen in 2020, how injuries can derail a lot of promise going forward, but yeah, that, I like how I had to add to that because, that's where I like
how you brought that up real quick just to mention, because when do we ever see our players, all 53, make it through a full season with no injuries, no nothing? We're going to have something. A player that we are counting on is going to get hurt this year. It happens every year. So again, those are the things that change the dynamics. And again, Super
BG
Bowl,
was that guy for me last
that's
year.
absolutely. I mean, that was a huge part to our leadership. But at the same time, Super Bowl, again, I gotta see it. I gotta see how we're built. I'm expecting certain things. Again, I don't wish injury, but I know being in the National Football League is gonna happen. How do we adjust? How does this team come together to try to be a Super Bowl team? So yeah,
Like you think about it, you do like this. Go through that team. And the biggest difference from that 17 team and this team is 17, Howie went the cheap route, right? Again, got all them 1 year contracts with all them veteran players. The difference is, I think Howie learned from his mistake. This year, like you said, Lindy, we got 1 year deals on young, talented players, meaning that we can resign these guys. Because he realized after the Super Bowl last year, did you really want to resign some of these guys? Did you want to resign a Jay Ajayi with bad knees? Did you want to resign a LeGarrette Blunt that's a Torrey Smith that's older? No, you didn't really want to resign these guys. We got players that we got now that, guess what? If we go do what we can do and win that Super Bowl, we can resign all these guys. You know what I'm saying? Next year. We can resign them all,
And the
and not
difference
to the
was,
maxed out deals, but to nice contracts, and they'll be happy with. And we can actually sustain this winning culture. Like, no matter what anybody say, I know they talk about, the Eagles only have one Super Bowl, but like I said, I got a picture too. I got a Cowboy show. I'm going to put it up there on the picture. It's just like, we got 3 other championships, my guy. Like, we're 4. We got 4 rings. And any Cowboy fan that wants to say those early ones don't count, then you don't count your 30-year-old rings, because I got pictures. I'm going to show you guys. They look the exact same. Gold, old-looking rings. They all look the same. The only picture on these 2 pictures I'm about to post up tomorrow, when I go with the Cowboy guy tomorrow, the only picture that looks good is the new ring. The new one. Because all the rest of them are old gold rings. Man, I'm telling you. Like, either you count them or you don't count them. You're going to count them and count them, but you got to count those other 3 rings, and we got 4 of them.
the difference
You
was,
are young on that one, BIRDGANG. I can't. I'm sorry, brother, and I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Those got a place in history and memory, just like Dallas. I understand what you're saying, bro. But I can't come on here and flex no championships. I can't do the championship.
Why? Because if we win this year, guess what? No one's going to want to say this. No one's going to want to say this. But that means we are tied with the Cowgirls for most championships, period.
All right, okay.
After this year, we'll be tied with the Cowgirls. So even next year, if we do win this, when we do win this, because I believe we're going to win it, when we do win this, we're tied with some of the greats of all time. You got to give us our respect.
Man, I count the championships.
I mean, we
take why not? If I'm gonna count the championship 30 years ago, I'm gonna count 160 years ago.
Right.
We taking our respect. Please believe that. But again, look, right now, it's one step at a time. Right now, in this era, again, tell Dallas to hush it. But as far as bringing up championships, bro, I don't know if I'm not taking that argument, bro. Good luck on that one. But I feel what you're saying, though, BIRDGANG. We got.
I know the Cowboys better not be. Hey, the Cowboys can't be arguing that they gonna repeat as NFC East champs. If that's their argument, it don't hold no weight because they haven't done it. So it's kind of like they still want to brag off winning it last year, but are y'all gonna win it this year? Argue that. You know what I mean? Like, argue that. Are you gonna win it this year? Are you gonna finally do something that hasn't been done since the 04 season, since we did it? Like, stop playing, man. Like, and then dude happy about what they did against a team that was still growing. Bro, you know how long Dak Prescott been playing and he still ain't took y'all to the NFC Championship? He better have done that to a Jalen Hurts that's young and in his first year starting. Like dudes want a cookie for beating a young guy, beating rookies. Y'all expectations was championship, was Super Bowl. Didn't do it. Y'all don't have no reason to be happy. We do. We rose above expectations. Y'all didn't. Delusional, as always. So it's kind of like, I'm looking at these other teams in the NFC East, and I just really don't see no other team being competent. Like the Cowboys is the only other team that's really can say something, and that's only because they just won. But they can't argue that they're going to do it twice. So what other team is really going to do it? It's us. We put ourselves in position. They say, you can tell a lot of things by time. Time tells everything. You know what I'm saying? If you've been working hard at something, time will tell. If you've been doing what you're supposed to do, time will tell. Time tells everything. If you've been shooting up, time will tell. You know what I'm saying? Like that's with anything. So with us putting ourselves in position to win, time is definitely going to tell. Oh, who's been doing that work? Who's been getting those players in position? And I want to argue any other team in the NFC East. Have y'all been doing that work? Have y'all been doing that same work that we have been doing? And if y'all haven't, time gonna tell. Simple as that. In this season, time gonna definitely show. And I just think it's a match made in heaven with our schedule, with the fact that we got all these pieces, and Howie must have looked at this and said, "We finna eat." He said, "I got some calls to make. Look, boom, boom, boom." Like he must have had already knew what was finna happen because dude then took our team that we had last year. If you would have took that same team and placed them against the teams that we're going against this year, you wouldn't be saying no, 12, 13. You would be saying, right, 9-8. We'll see, 10, maybe 10 W's. But it ain't that no more. It ain't
So
that no more because the
I
moves that
want
we made us so much more powerful than the teams that we gonna be going against. The
I
team
got
we got I think the third or fourth ranked easiest schedules, and that's just based off the opponents that we're going against. That's just based off they record that they had last year. And so if I'm looking at those teams that didn't have good records last year, and I'm looking at the moves that those teams made, I'm like, they, and then looking at where they happen to come from. We coming from just a playoff berth. These teams that we going against haven't even reached the damn playoffs. Most of them. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, damn. Hey, we too damn strong for this schedule. Y'all didn't. It felt like y'all we cheating a little bit. But hey, we don't make the schedules. They just give it to us. And
it
how
set
we
in on us too soon. It set in on us too soon. Like last year again, we're considered to be rebuilding. Now, fellas, we actually have a championship window that possibly open. And like Lindy was point, I mean, what the windows normally when your quarterback is on a low budget type of a contract, when you ain't paying them all this, maxed out money, take advantage of this window right now. So, and then you got teams like Dallas who's watching their window close right in front of their face. So, of course, you're going to get the sideline hate from the Dallas teams. But again, yes, the Eagles now the window was there. We looking dead at the window. And whether or not we choose to go through the Super Bowl route, I mean, again, it's there. It's for the taking. Why not?
And that's the reason why I'm saying get pumped up this off season, guys. It's not gonna look the same no more. This is the year to get pumped up. This year
live and lit.
Be brave. Oh, King Kong in here. For real. Because we might not get this opportunity to do it again for a while. And that's what people really gotta realize. Like we might not get this opportunity again. Like the talent level is there right now. We have the young and old, perfect mix, the perfect blend of it. We got veteran leadership. We are top 5 on both offense and defensive lines. We got a top 5 secondary. We got a top 5 receiver room. If Miles Sanders can stay healthy, I would say we have top 5 in the running back room too. His health is the biggest issue with that, and I'm not even worried about that because guess what? Like Miles said last year, as long as Jalen Hurts is running that rock, I got wide open holes to run through.
Hey, hold on. Put that comment back up, bro, because he going at my Eagles fan too hard, bro. Too hard.
What he my man, Ready Red.
He said your team is trash. Yo, Eagles gonna sweep the Cowboys. I'm telling you, bro. Be back here. Sunday.
Hey.
You know, the aftermath. We gonna have that show live and popping, boy. I can't wait, boy. It's gonna be lit, boy. Woo!
And
Dallas
Ocean, I'll
can't
give
do
you
nothing. Yeah, what's
I'll
up,
give you
Lindy?
three. I'll give you 3 points here before I forget them.
Yeah.
One regarding the championships. Is it more about the name of the title, or is it about the existence of the NFL and how long it has been in existence? You know, the Eagles can't help that they were formed before the Cowboys were. And granted, while Dallas has had more Super Bowls as a whole, that's fine. But in totality, they only have one more than Philly because we're the only team, to my knowledge, that was able to beat the great Vince Lombardi twice when he was a head coach of
Exactly.
the
What was
NFL.
that?
Hey.
The
1960
Eagles are the
what?
only team that can say that they have beaten Vince Lombardi, and they got 2 championships off of him between 1948, 49, and 1960. So we got a championship pedigree, even though it goes far back.
JC.
It goes that far back. But regardless, I think it's more about the NFL being that old in existence, more as what the championships are called. A title is a title, no matter whether you call it a championship or a Super Bowl. It's the same thing to me.
Let them know,
Number
Lindy.
number
Let them
two.
know.
Man,
Number
look,
two.
I agree,
Here's
man.
another
Look,
one. I got
Super
you.
Bowl-
I got y'all with another one. Here's number two. Let me
Okay.
find
Yo,
the.
man,
Let me
keep
find the
dropping
comment.
them.
Let me find the comment here. There's two
Can't
comments that I
read.
remember. Let me find it. Let me find it. Okay. One of them was, what did Dak do his rookie year? Okay. Well, Dak did the same thing with a team that was similarly constructed to what the Eagles have right now. Dak came into a system with a proven quarterback that ended up getting hurt. Otherwise,
Yep.
Dak would have been on the sideline if Tony Romo did not get hurt. Number one. Number two, he came in with a head coach that Dallas still liked to that point in Jason Garrett, even though they always called him 8-8. He still coached y'all to an NFC Championship game, so take it or leave it with that. But he came in with a veteran cast around him, one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. One of the best running backs in the NFL, and Zeke Elliott, who they took early in the draft. They came in with a great tight end group led by Jason Witten. Okay, well, compare that to what Jalen Hurts has right now with the Eagles. He has a top five to top 10 tight end in Dallas Goedert. He has a great receiver core led by A.J. Brown. He has the best offensive line in football. He has one of the greatest defensive lines in football. So he is set up very well as the 2016 Cowboys were when Dak was a rookie. And we'll put it this way. Okay, I get it. Jalen Hurts was selected in the second round. It's not where Jalen Hurts was selected. It's where he was graded by every exec, every scouting department in the NFL. Jalen Hurts was graded in the same spot as Dak Prescott. They were both fourth rounders. So to me, that doesn't make a difference. So either way, you want to talk about what Dak did in his rookie year. Well, you can arguably say Jalen Hurts is very capable of doing the same thing with a similarly constructed team and maybe end up winning the
Thank
NFC
you.
Championship game, something that Dak wasn't able to do.
Thank
I don't know.
you.
Facts, Lenny. You dropped the mic on them.
Thank
And
you.
the fact of the matter, Dak had one of the best running backs to come in the league in a long time. I
And what
hated
they do with
Zeke
the
Elliott
NFC
when
East
he
title?
first got drafted, man. That dude was a monster. I
What
they
hated
do with
that
all that?
Cowgirls.
What they do with all that? They lost, right? They ain't make it to the Super Bowl. We showed them what to do with the NFC title the next year. So just like y'all won the NFC title the previous year and all hype, woo woo, y'all didn't know what to do with it. Now we finna take over the NFC East game. And I guarantee we do way better than what the Cowboys did. The Cowboys did accomplish the same exact things that we accomplished as a team that was only looking for progress. We were just looking for a playoff appearance. They accomplished the same damn thing.
Facts.
So how much better was they really than us? And then you add the moves that we just made. Come on, man. It's simple common
Like,
sense.
for real,
dog.
when you can see here, like, I did this with a Cowboys guy.
It's
Shout out to
common
my
sense,
boy Cole
man. It's 1
Cowboy,
plus
right?
1 equals
We
2.
did a show, right? And we went through position by position. And that's why I said, I'm over the NFC East. That's a wrap already. I'm moving past that. I'm talking about Super Bowl, my guy.
bro.
I'm talking about top 5 team in the league. Not just in our
Cowboys
division.
not even in
Forget
that
our division. That's
conversation.
just dead. In the league. Because we got some beasts, my guy. And when you go player for player, There's not another team out there that can stand with us. Like, you might have a better receiving core. You might have a better quarterback. You might have a better running back. But in terms of complete team dominance, please. Hey, shout out to Drew. He said Cowboys are more of
That's not
a
Drew, that's
choking
Robert.
hazard than my
Yeah,
tallest future Lego blocks I will purchase for him.
he said it's more
So
of
he
a
said,
choking hazard than the tallest future Lego blocks. Hey, you already know. Dallas
facts.
is a straight choke game. They saw that in
Hey,
the playoffs.
it's
That's
crazy
what
that
Dak
he
says
said
is
that.
choke.
It's crazy that he said that because what I just said, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do with it. So if you look, listen. Nobody has repeated the NFC East champs since we did in 04.
Facts.
And we know they're choking hazard. So you get a team. I don't expect them. Mind you, they're choking hazard, right? So why would we believe that they gonna repeat as NFC East champs when it hasn't been done? A choking hazard, right? So then you put a team like that and comparing them also to the Giants and the Redskins. Nobody else in the NFC East has shown us what they supposed to do with the NFC East title. So if they haven't shown us, why would we start believing it now? Why would we suddenly start believing it now? As fans, we supposed to take what's been shown to us consistently and draw up a great prediction and a great assumption. And we have been the one team that has consistently shown to do way more than any other team in the NFC East when it comes to the playoffs. So I'm not expecting the Cowboys to do anything. They're choking hazard, just like my man said, bro.
And that's where they getting it twisted. Like, again, our vision right now is not even NFC East, it's
No.
NFC. Like,
If you
we're
haven't moved
looking
past the
beyond the
NFC East,
East.
you are behind.
Y'all are a road bump. Y'all are a speed bump in the way this year. It is what it is. We know we got to handle business in-house in the NFC East, but the moves we made, we ain't worrying about Dallas. We worrying about taking this NFC. So, again, I love the focus. I love the vision of this team. If it all pans out, health, look, we need that on our side. We need some things to roll our way also, but y'all can't sit up here and tell me I can't enjoy my off season and the moves my
And the
team
fact
made
is, like,
and put my expectations up here, because that's exactly what we doing. We making moves to try to get to one of these, and that's all I can expect. So
I just want Eagles fans to start sticking your chest out. I know you guys are so used to Cowboy fans just telling you that they're the best. You know, you've seen the paper champs. You seen the paper champs for years be the best. Like, they had the best team on paper. Like, this is your year. And we should have been doing it for years
It
ago.
was that year last year.
Who else has been in the playoffs the last 5 years? Who? And I know you say, oh, if you don't win the chip, it doesn't mean anything. It does
That's what
mean
they
something.
love
It
to
means
say.
that you are a consistent team. You are winners. You have bring that winning pedigree to the league. You know? No,
You
not
can't
a lot
skip
of
step
teams.
2 to
How
get
many
to
other
step
teams do
3.
you know that's been in the playoffs the last 5 years? You know? I'll wait. There's not that many of them.
You can't skip
we
step
are
2.
winners. We had one down season and everybody just forgot how much the Eagles have been dominating football over the last
We've been
couple of years.
building up
Like,
for
I
this
can't say
got
moment.
completely
after
dominated
this,
because we
bro.
only got one chip, but I can say dominated in terms of point. We were a good team that we made it to playoffs, and we were have a winning culture around here. That's what we do over here. To expect anything less than going to the playoffs is kind of like, whoa, when the last time we ain't been in the playoffs?
Right, man? Look, we
That's
building
a
something
funny
over here.
comment.
The tides is turning on this side. Cowboys had it seemed like every other team had their era. But we just not touching ours for real. Cowboys era kind of diminished after, 1999. That was when the Eagles started, picking up. We made, straight championship games, but we ain't get there. We ain't win the whole thing. Now we won the whole thing. Now
Hey,
tide is
hey,
turning.
D. AD, you got mentioned in the comment here, but I gotta back you up on this one. Dak is 6-1 versus y'all in the last 7 games. Now name his playoff record. He's 1-3. What good is it beating us if it does you nothing when it gets to the playoffs and you're taking fat L's? That's all I know.
Because they
You
want
should
to
be
count
worried-
all the
You
losses.
should be worried about Dak's
All
playoff
the time they
record
beat
versus
us.
his
Yeah,
record
We were
against the
going to
Birds.
playoffs those years. They were sitting at home. They still want to count those losses because it means something to them. That's why I
to
say
them.
forget
Exactly.
the NFC East completely. Done with those guys. I'm talking bigger. I'm talking better. I'm talking about NFL team. I put the Eagles at a top 5 NFL team.
Hey, we definitely can do it, man. On paper, everything looking beautiful, man. On paper, everything looking beautiful, but we still gotta put it all together. And just like my man had said, coaches got to put us in position to execute. That playoff game that we had last year with the Bucks. They say, I didn't see it myself, honestly, but they say Jalen Hurts had missed, some guys that was open. You know what I mean? So, I'm looking at it from the standpoint, if he was more experienced, more comfortable in the play calling, his timing on those plays would have been right. He would have been more calm in the pocket and seen the guy, to be able to throw that ball, and make that throw. And maybe that's what people is saying when they say, add an experienced quarterback like a Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers would have seen Devontae Smith open. At any other quarterback, they would have seen, Devontae Smith open or seen the check downs here and there. You know what I'm saying? But the inexperience that Jalen Hurts had, you know what I'm saying, it's
And I
came
want to give
came,
another bit.
came and bit him. Came and bit him
Marcus,
pretty much.
thank you for this comment. He was like, hold on. He's like, since 2020, let's hold on those Super Bowl talks down. Listen, let's go back to 2016. We drafted a guy named Carson Wentz, right? Carson's a good thrower, good thrower with the football. He made some plays, he made some mistakes, right? But we knew at the end of that season that something else was about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're like, okay, I can see Carson being our franchise guy. And that's the same thing that happened last year with Jalen Hurts. He made some plays, and he made some dynamic plays too. You know what I'm saying? Like, he made some really good plays, and we're like, we can see this guy being our quarterback of the future. The difference is we loaded up with a lot of young studs, man. And that's the biggest difference. Kaiser White's a bona fide stud. Everybody that we added is like this right now in their career. Trajectories up. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know the ceiling of Jalen Hurts, but we can say that we've seen the best football from Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen it. He's a good quarterback, yes. But do we know if Jalen can be better than that? No, we don't. We have no clue right now. But imagine if Jalen does get anywhere close to the passing side of Dak, how much more dangerous he can be than any quarterback ever to play. Like Michael Vick. I'm talking about Lamar Jackson. I'm talking about Kyler Murray. I'm talking about all these cats, the Josh Allens, the freaking Patrick Mahomes, all these guys. Like, Jalen's skill set set up to the point where if he does succeed, like I know he will, it can surpass all of them. You forget Jalen was nominated for the Pro Bowl last year. I know it's an alternative, but he was still there. And there's a lot of other quarterbacks that were not in that nomination. So take a look about your Eagles team, man, for sure.
Indeed. Hey, listen, I know we've been on here for a cool minute, gang. Listen, we're gonna go ahead and gonna cut this thing up. I know everybody probably getting hungry up here, but I'm gonna put it to y'all like this. Again, like Bird Gang said, hey, like Lindy even said, you could either put your expectations up there or you can keep them tempered. But I'm gonna tell y'all what, the moves that this team made, you should at least feel good. Regardless, either way, how you want to put your expectations, you should feel good that this team did at least made some kind of moves to hopefully do something this year. So, hey, look, y'all make sure y'all check my brothers out. Hey, Bergen, you got any last minute?
Yeah, let's let these guys go ahead. Let's start with a deep gift. A deep gifted. Go ahead and let them know where they can find you at. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my guy. He is one of the best Eagles content creators out there. Like, he goes hard, man. He got the passion that you need to be great. And I think you got to show him some respect and hit that subscribe button for him. Both of these guys for sure. Lindy does it in a different manner, which I like. He's more cerebral with it. But the passion of D Gifted, man. You guys go hit that subscribe button.
Hey man, it's your boy D Gifted 314. As my man BIRDGANG said, man, I'm back in action. I've been putting up videos now. You know, the off season was a long off season. I had my daughter Trinity, you know, throughout the off season, so I've been taking care of her, getting back in the swing of things. But yeah, man, I'm back up in this thing, and I'm just so excited, man. I'm pumped, man. I can't wait to have the shows, the aftermath shows after the game, man. Those be pumped. Whether win or lose, you know what I'm saying? We gonna be ready for it, you know. But hopefully we ain't taking too many L's, you know. But yeah, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I gotta figure out how to look at all my subscribers, because I was doing a raffle for, you know, I was on the chase for 100 subs, and I got my 100 subs, but I can't see all my subscribers to even do a raffle, you know. So I'm trying to figure out how can I do it. I think it was saying something like, you know, my subscribers, they page like private or something, so that, like I can only see like 30 or 40 some of the subscribers. So for me to do a raffle, I want to have everybody name up in there. So once I figure that out, you know, I will be
Yeah.
doing a raffle. I haven't forgot. I didn't reach my 100 subscribers. You know, I think I'm at like 101 now. So yeah, man, I appreciate all the love and support, man. 100, bro, for real.
Yeah, no, it is definitely it's based on somebody's privacy settings as to whether they show themselves or not. That's why you're only seeing so many. But no, I'll tell you what, fellas, it's been a heck of a minute being with some of y'all on the platform here, and it was you know, big thanks for having me a part of the panel. Even though I'm not exactly sharing the same amount of enthusiasm on screen, I am excited. I am excited nonetheless, and you know, you can't fault the Eagles fans for thinking that way. You know, wanting the best for their football team as possible, but you already know how I do it, and you know, Lindy end zone. I'm not going to do the slogan again. You already,
Do
you
it,
already
Lindy.
I
know.
love the slogan,
Do
bro.
it, Lindy.
I love
Hey,
the
That's
do
what
it,
slogan.
we
do
do,
it,
right?
Lindy.
I'll tell you
We
what.
do what we do, right? We do what we do to keep us separate.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. I remember a while ago. Notion remembers this. I was like, is this really gonna catch on? I think I'm doing some
Absolutely.
Bro,
goofy
I
kind of
like it,
crap,
bro.
but
You said it
yeah,
hella
but no,
smooth.
no, no. I got it now. It stuck with me. But Lindy end zone in for the touchdown, taking the lead for the Eagles one video at a time. That's where you can find me over on my YouTube channel doing a couple of touch ups myself. Got a new intro and outro on there. You know the deal. Find me on Twitter and all that. Just keeping it going. It'd be my second or third season covering the Birds. So
Yeah,
just glad to
that's
be a
what's up,
part of
bro.
the community, man. Bird brothers and sisters. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Hey, man, you guys know I'm BG31. Hey, guys, June 8th is 1 year. Guys, that's my mark. June 8th is 1 year. Get Bird Game at 3,100. I think we're 39 away, 38 away,
There you go.
3,100 first year. Let's get Bird Game there. Go hit that subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel, please. Also, go hit all my guys up, man. I couldn't do
You
none of
already
this without
know.
none of these guys. You know what I'm saying? I've worked with all of them. They're all great Eagles content creators. Man, there's so many more out there that I can give shout outs to. I definitely do on all my platforms if you go check it out. Man, like, it's been a blessing. But get Burger 3,100. Go subscribe to my boy D Gifted 314, and go subscribe to Lindy End Zones, because that show is awesome, man. I love what you're doing over there, Lindy. Keep up the good work. Hey, and I don't even have to say it to my brother. Me and my brother right here, like,
Hey,
I don't even need to give him no intro, because this is his guy, man. Ever since I
That's
see
notion, man.
Notion, man, I was like, I
oh,
have
bro,
to
we gonna
work
turn it up.
consistently with this guy. Cool Cat got us both on Birds of Broad Street, and I was like, you know what? That's not enough. I need Eagles Live and Lit with you. We started
Hey,
Eagles
been
Live and
fucking with him
Lit,
ever since.
and it's been one of the best experiences of my life, to be for real, for real. Like, I love working with you, Notion. You warm it up, man. You that dude. So, hey,
Y'all
much
know
love to
y'all
all
my
you guys.
brothers, man.
Salute.
We all in this journey together, y'all. The Eagles fans out there watching this, hey, appreciate all the love, because y'all know, hey, without none of y'all, this thing ain't rocking. We ain't
Yeah, shout out
live
to
and
the
lit.
50 in the chat,
So
man. We still got
shout out
50
to the
in
big
here, my
50 in
guy.
this thread.
Much love to all you
Hey,
guys.
y'all, how y'all
Yeah.
started a safe and fantastic Eagles day. Hey, go put the call in, gang. Hey, listen, have a safe and fantastic Eagles day. It's always fly, Eagles, fly. And until next time, y'all know what it is. Go keep